Okay, and the question is, can you tell us about the history of Baalbek in Lebanon? Who made the stones in the temple that are there, and how the huge megaliths that are still there were made?
Mostly they came from just prior to the Roman era. Mostly stonework, everything else was done by the individuals that conquered that area just before the Roman Empire became. And so it was done through, yes, mainly through that. What other questions did you want?
It was who made the stones in the temple there?
And again, those individuals, yes. The stone was quarried.
Okay.
No one made the stones. The earth made the stones.
Yes. So who cut the stones? Because they were massive.
Some of them had to do with the Egyptians prior to the Roman Empire. How's that? The Egyptians had a great deal of technology at their hands. And of course they had a lot of labor. And so they were the ones that did the most of the stone cutting.
Is there a name for the culture that existed before the Romans? Because right now it's unknown.
They were basically a sect of the Egyptian culture. So they weren't really Egyptians per se, but they were part of that particular culture.
Yeah, there's in the Origins of Humanity, you had mentioned that if you were to dig into that area,
Yes.
that you would find a number of civilizations, six
Yes.
or nine or something like that. Is there a reason why they would all congregate in that one spot over and over again?
The way the planet was organized at one point, some of those civilizations came when the mass of land was all one before it split up. And some of it came as a result of conquerors into those particular areas. It was a very prolific area for humanity. Much traveled from the south, from the east, not mostly from the south and the east, heading towards the north, as they were escaping some of the droughts and some of the more active volcanic areas in the south and east. You see?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Wonders, is ingesting apple cider vinegar beneficial?
It is for a certain perspective. It can assist the body in balancing its pH. It can assist the body in getting rid of candida albicans. You see? It has certain benefits, but an over-ingestion of it would be harmful to the body as well. So it must be very consciously taken. You see?
Yeah, is it better to take it diluted with water?
If you're using it as a drink, obviously yes. If you're simply using it, you can use it on as a salad dressing. You can use it on French fries, potato chips, things of that nature. You can use it for a variety of different garnishes, and you can also take it by a spoonful. You see? Provided you can stomach it, of course.
Yes. So does it matter what blood type you have? Because I know some are more sensitive to this.
Certain blood types have a harder time digesting it, yes. So it would be beneficial for mostly the O, the A, somewhat to the AB, yes.
Does it erode tooth enamel?
Yes.
And how would you neutralize your mouth so that...
Why would you? And the point is, you take apple cider vinegar to fix one situation, then you take baking soda and water to fix another situation. Well, then you contraindicated each of them. Your best bet is after you take apple cider vinegar, it's just rinse your mouth out with water.
Oh, okay.
Edgar Cayce recommended against drinking apple cider vinegar.
Yes.
Is there any validity to that?
Well, yes. If you're going to drink, Drink alcohol. Have a good rum. Can you see yourself there, sitting with a jug of apple cider vinegar, pouring it down your gullet? The reason you would take apple cider vinegar is to balance your pH in your body. You see? Or to create a different effect in your body. So, again, minimal quantities. And as was suggested or asked, and we did answer, vinegar will erode the enamel in your mouth. So, why would you subject yourself to that? Just
Yes. Okay.
now again, use water afterwards to neutralize it. But then, if you use water and you swallow the water, you've negated the effect of the apple cider vinegar in your stomach anyway. So,
Okay. And another question here is it good to eat fermented fish?
it can be. It has some benefits. A lot of these questions that you're asking, dear friend, are questions by fringe individuals who are looking for fringe medicine to satisfy their psychologies and belief structures that the mainstream medicines are of no benefit and fringe is all that's beneficial. There are some values to fringe medicine, but mostly, dear friend, they're of little or no value. You see?
Okay. We'll let them know. Is there a danger of parasites from the fish?
Yes. Then you have fermented parasites, don't you?
So the best alternative would be...
Eat fresh, remove the parasites. If you want fish.
Okay.
Overall, are fresh food more beneficial than fermented foods, even with vegetables? No.
No. Even with vegetables, fresh foods are beneficial. Fermented foods have their benefit.
Okay.
Different benefits.
Okay.
It's good to have a combination, for fermented foods do produce, help produce the bacteria necessary for the gut to improve. You see?
Yeah.
But fish is not one of those things you want to ferment.
You can, with you can do pickled fish. Excellent. Very good. You see?
Yep.
But to simply stick it in the ground, if you're going to stick it in the ground, we would suggest here that you cover it up with a nice heavy leaf, wrap it in a leaf, stick it into amongst some coals, and add some wood and smoke it really nicely. Smoked fish is much better than fermented fish. And it lasts longer.
So there's more benefits to smoked fish.
Yes, you'll notice that in the people in northern hemisphere use a lot of smoking to smoke their meats because it lasts longer. It's a technique used centuries ago for seafarers to carry meat with them.
Okay. So the Wonders once commented that Hitler did not succeed in the task he chose to do during that lifetime,
Yes.
but he reincarnated as George W. Bush.
Yes.
And George W. Bush succeeded.
Yes. To a point.
And so the question is, what did Hitler want to accomplish, and how did George W. Bush accomplish it?
Well, Hitler wanted to rule the world. George W. Bush managed to do it, both economically and through power.
So, by going to war with Iraq, did he want to start a world war?
Yes, not so much a world war. He wanted to conquer. And he did. He achieved his goals. Now, agree that the goals set by George W. Bush were a little different, not as megalomaniac as Hitler was. But yes, virtually the same.
And a lot of people have criticized George W. Bush for only causing destruction during his presidency.
Yes.
Did he intentionally do this?
Intentionally? No. His intention was to basically make the United States powerful, more powerful than anyone else. That was the intention. So it wasn't that he did so intentionally. However, to harm the world to do so was a necessity, yes.
Okay. And why did people elect him? Why did Hitler come to power and George W. Bush come to power?
People elected them and brought them into power because they bought into the concept that they would be saved by these individuals. It was a savior complex. These individuals were the saviors. In the case of Hitler, savior, the German people wanted someone to save them from the crippling economic impact of the First World War and the loss of that, and also to save them and their pride as a German people. And Hitler played to that and played well to it. George W. Bush, quite simply, played to the concept of America the powerful, America the strong, America the more capable. And so he was elected because he played to the concept that the world was against the United States and they needed a savior, and so people bought into that. Does it? Mm-hmm. And he was, of course, the savior that would save them.
Okay. The next question is, will a new process of coal gasification being implemented in the U.S., which is based on old technology, something that was used in Germany in the 1930s, to turn the coal into gasoline, will that be the new form of gasoline in the coming years?
No. In fact, that will be another pollution aspect, and it will not be as successful as people anticipate.
Will it be something that's widely adopted?
Not so much in the Americas. It'll be adopted more for other countries where the gasoline, there's a probability that it'll be adopted for the South Africa, for Africa itself, but not really for any other place. Most of the gasoline produced from coal will be of low grade, poor quality, and it'll be so harmful that in the end it'll increase the global warming as opposed to decrease it, and the result will be that they'll stop it entirely. Is it?
Yes.
Do realize that there is use for coal because there are still fairly large deposits of coal within the United States in certain areas, but the commercial application of coal is not going to be as successful as in the past, is it?
Mm-hmm. There are alternatives for this, the coal bed methane process, stuff like that. Is that going to be a process that's adopted on a large scale?
Not for a long period of time, not until certain other natural gas deposits are used up. Is it?
And you mentioned that there were alternatives for the coal that's in the U.S.
Yes.
Could you name some of those?
There is a process that is being developed that they will eventually use that will compress coal into a fine hardened material, and this hardened material will be used as a composite into building, in the construction building.
So it won't be burned?
No.
Interesting. And will this be happening in the next 10 years or so?
Oh no.
Long time from now.
Yes.
Thank you, Wonders.
Then
Thank
we
you,
do
Wonders.
thank you. To you, the appreciation of all.
The appreciation of all
Appreciation
wonders.
wonders. Wonders, may I move to end this session?
Please.
Please perform all healings that are chosen.
None.
Please relax the body to its natural state now.
And to you all, the appreciation of all.
The appreciation of all wonders. I would like Renee to awake feeling completely loved now.
Came out of that session, I saw these people sitting there with apple cider vinegar, drinking it like it's going out of style. It's like, and it's like, okay, I'm drinking my apples, I'm drinking my vinegar, is this really what I want? So, anyhow, I kept thinking, if you're going to do that, you must have a jug of rum. That's it, that's all I got.
Thank you.
No,
And
sorry. I was just...
seems that there is a good airplane heading into the area.
Yep. No, not
A
pilot,
small
just waiting
airplane,
for
though.
the
Okay.
noise to pass.
Oh, I see.
More like a drone.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Sure, just know that you're gonna get this on the.
Okay.
the
Does apple cider vinegar cure hiccups?
No.
It doesn't. Okay.
Good try, though.
Yeah. I really.
You can use it, and sometimes it is effective, but it doesn't cure it. There's no such thing as a cure to hiccups. What there is a, call it a reprieve.
And what would that be?
What? The reprieve?
To the hiccups.
You don't have hiccups for a while.
Ah. Okay.
Hiccups is not a disease to be cured.
Is there a way to alleviate it when it comes up?
Mainly it's to inflate the lungs to the point where the diaphragm is completely extended. And if you do that and then breathe in from the stomach at that point, you'll eliminate the hiccups at that point.
Gotcha.
It's just a little gas bubble.